It is now time for week number 2 of Low Tier Mayhem, season number 2, and this week the Miami Palafins are going to be taking on Keegan, coach of the Orlando Magic Guard. I'll give you guys a breakdown of my team, and the battle will soon follow afterwards. And if you guys are enjoying the Draft League content, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. Keegan's team is pretty interesting. He has a lot of bulky threats. He has Hisui and Gudra, and his Terra Captain Sinistcha is actually kind of a problem. Just because of the fact that while I do have Incineroar, because Sinistcha is one of his Terra Captain, his only Terra Captain on this team, he has the ability to terrestrialize into a type to deal with my Incineroar and essentially hit all my threats for neutral damage just by choosing the right Terra type. On top of that, he does also have some other hard-hitting Pokemon like Hisui, like the Paldea Tauros, the Monkey Dory, and he even has his own Hazard Stacking Core with Mudsdale, Frostlass, and lots of other bulky threats. But the team I'm bringing for this battle is going to try to take advantage of two specific things on Keegan's team. And the first thing is my dedicated lead, as you see on your screen, is my Focus Sash lead Rabombi with Sticky Web. Now, looking at Keegan's team in comparison to mine, Sticky Web doesn't really seem like it's going to be doing much in this matchup because of the fact that the fastest Pokemon on either of our Pokemons on our team's side is the Talonflame, which doesn't care about webs at all. And then it's Rabombi, and then after that there is Frostlass. But the thing with Sticky Web in this instance is it's less so for the main Pokemon I'm worried about. I want Sticky Web for, it's for the Monkey Dory. And you'll see why as I go to the last Pokemon on my team. So this just ensures I have an idea of figuring out what the Monkey Dory set is, whether or not it's a choice item, whether or not it's boots. I want that information as early on as possible. And with making my Rabombi the ability to be just a hyper offensive lead and not have to worry about Quiver Dancing, this just gives me a bit more information as opposed to whether or not it's Scarf or Choice Locked in some way or not. So the idea here, get up webs, leave over Rabombi, get up webs, and just do as much damage as I possibly can with Moonblast. Psychic Noise is mainly here to prevent the Dunsparce from going for Roost, and for Sinistcha getting back recovery from either Matcha Gotcha or Strength Sap. And then my last move is Terra Blast with Terra Blast Ghost. This gives me the means of 2-KOing Monkey Dory, as well as being able to just overall, the Ghost typing does help me resist Monkey Dory's Poison Stab, which is another reasoning for Terra Ghost. There's no other reason behind that. And the EV spread is just very straightforward. There's just nothing really much to say about it. Then we have our win condition to set up with this webs, and for the first time we are bringing our Terrakion this season. We are bringing a sub SD Salad Berry set here, as the combination of Terrakion's dual stab actually does a huge number to Keegan's team. And the nice thing about Terrakion is the fact that its move, Sacred Sword, is very, very good in this matchup in particular because it has a lot of bulky Pokemon that has means of boosting its defenses. So, Stamina, Mudsdale, Acid Armor, Hisui and Gudra, Iron Defense, Regirock. So, having Sacred Sword for close combat is a huge boon for me in Terrakion just because of the fact that I can Sacred Sword. If I have an SD boost, I can bypass those boosts and 2-KO roughly his entire team depending on what he decides to bring. And then my last move, of course, Substitute. Terrakion forces some easy switches into his physical defensive threats, and hopefully I can take advantage of it, try to SD up and win in the late game. And Salad Berry just ensures that I have the means of outspeeding Talonflame if I'm able to get my Salad Berry to activate. But in order to achieve this sub-SD Terrakion sweep, I do need some help here, and it comes in the form of this physically defensive heavy-duty boots Slowking. Another main component of Keegan's team that I can definitely take advantage of, especially with this Slowking, Keegan's team lacks a Dark type, so Future Sight against his team is extremely spammable unless his Sinistcha is Terra Dark. Even though he has a resistance in Hisui and Gudra, Gudra is a steel type that doesn't have access to recovery, so any damage I get off on Hisui and Gudra is there to stay unless for some reason he's rest. And if he's rest, that means he's a lot more easier to take advantage of with my Terrakion. If he's like Iron Defense, if he's Acid Armor, I have Sacred Sword to bypass those boosts. That being said though, this moveset is really all I need against Keegan's entire team. Future Sight plus Scald hits essentially everything I want for some good damage, Chilly Reception for momentum, and Slack Off for recovery. This is my way of checking the Talonflame, the Paldean Tauros, Regirock, stuff like that. It's very straightforward, nothing much else to go into. The Slowking helps facilitate my late game Terrakion sweep super well, just because of the ability to just Future Sight his entire team and put Keegan in an unfavorable position from the get-go. Then we have especially defensive Incineroar. This is my check, quote unquote, to Sinistcha. Of course, the Sinistcha terrestrializes into a water type, a ground type. Anything that hits Incineroar super effectively, like, I'm pretty much expecting it to happen. It can't touch Incineroar without the ability to, without terrestrializing into a type that hits Incineroar versus the damage. And this gives me an idea of what type of Sinistcha I'm dealing with here. So Dual Stab, which is really good in general. Parting Shot is nice for momentum and weakening my opponent. And then my last move is Roar, just to ensure that, like, Sinistcha doesn't get too out of hand. If it is a setup variant of Sinistcha or any other setup option on his team, like a Calm Mind or Coil, the Dunsparce for example. Then we have our Choice Scarf Rotom, which is designed to just be faster than a max speed Talonflame and threaten that thing with a Thunderbolt. If he doesn't bring the Dunsparce, Shadow Ball is also extremely spammable. Like I said, no Ghost type. His Ghost immunity is the Dunsparce. No, the Dunsparce means Shadow Ball is free. Even if he brings the Hisui and Goodra and it's like Assault Vest or something, any damage I get off of Hisui and Goodra is damage that's helpful for the rest of my team as a whole. And then Volt Switch for momentum and Trick is there to cripple his one of his bulkier Pokemon. And then I have enough bulk to guarantee live a modest unboosted Psychic from Monkey Dory after Stealth Rock. And then lastly, we have the sort of backup win con, quote unquote, a Resto Chesto, Iron Defense Body Press, Registeel with Amnesia. So yeah, this may seem like a bad idea to bring this type of Registeel set against a team with two Ghost types, but considering that my Incineroar forces out his my Incineroar forces Sinistcha to terrestrialize, Frostlass can't deal with Incineroar in a 1v1 scenario unless he like Destiny Bonds and takes himself out, which helps me out in the process. And for the most part, and he does have the Talonflame, which resists fighting, but at the same time though, I can handle Talonflame with my Scarf Rotom and my physically defensive Slowking. So in a situation where I get up an Iron Defense and an Amnesia, this team becomes extremely difficult to take down for Keegan in the long run. And this also just comes back to me wanting Sticky Web on the field to ensure that I know what Monkey Dory I'm dealing with. If he's choice locked and he tries to trick me, I'll have that information because I'll know if he's boots or not. The only way this set doesn't do any work is depending on the Monkey Dory, as well as to an extent the Talonflame, whether or not they have Taunt, whether or not the Monkey Dory has Taunt or Trick, and also whether or not it's like the Monkey Dory is Nasty Plot with Focus Blast. That's really the only thing that comes to mind when it comes to dealing with this Registeel in particular. But even so, I do have enough bulk to guarantee take like any two fire moves from Talonflame, but mainly it's just like Fire Blast from Talonflame. Hisui and Goodra I'm not really too concerned about because I can set up on that depending on its set. And then after an Amnesia and Iron Defense, this set can definitely do some work. And I'm able to get rid of the Sinistcha, force a Terra, which I'm pretty sure I can easily do in this matchup. So that's the team we're rocking for this week, and with that out of the way, let's head on over to the battle. Alright guys, here we are with week number 2 of Low Tier Mayhem Season 2, taking on Keegan and his Orlando Magikarp, and we see more or less what I was expecting. He did bring the Mudsdale. We know that the Sinistcha is Terra Ground, so he's really fearing my stopping my Volt Switches. But we see the Goodra, we see Talonflame, Mudsdale, Monkey Dory, and the Regirock. So no Frostlass, so I don't have to worry about has spikes. In terms of Elite though, I think I think I just do I think I just stick to the original plan here. Lead off with Rabombi. I'm expecting him to like get up hazards or whatnot, but I can't tell whether the Regirock or the Mudsdale is the rocker. It honestly doesn't matter which one's which. Cause I'm kind of expecting the Regirock, since he brought it, to be like, if Mudsdale's the rocker, I'm expecting the Regirock to be like Iron Defense shenanigans, which is fine by me because my Terrakion has Sacred Sword, so I do not care for his Iron Defense buffs whatsoever. The other thing I do have to focus on is hopefully making the Registeel set I brought work here. So let's see. Myself. Straight up Sinistcha lead. Alright, that's fine. I don't have to Terra immediately here. He also doesn't know what my set is. But thinking about it, he could just go for like Calm Minds or whatnot in front of my face. But I feel like he has to at the very least respect me being like Trick or something. So I'm gonna Moonblast first. And there we go. Force the Terra immediately. So we see Terra Ground. We do over half and get a special attack drop. He's going to Shadow Ball immediately. Get me down to 105, so that's 184 damage. So now the question is, do I need to get up webs? The only thing that outspeeds this Rabombi is Talonflame and Monkey Dory if it's Scarf. I'd rather get rid of have the potential to get rid of this Sinistcha as opposed to getting up webs. But he's going to withdraw. I'm expecting the Talonflame to want to come out here. Champions at the Talonflame. It's the Goodra. Okay. I'm okay with that. Alright, a part of me wants to... So my main way of dealing with Hisui and Goodra, technically it's Registeel, but I don't want to go immediately into Registeel. So what I'm going to do is... I have two plays I can make here. I think the safest one overall is between Slowking and Incineroar. I think overall the safest would probably just be going into Incineroar. Cause like the worst thing he can do right now is like Iron Defense Body Press. Or Acid Armor Body Press, same thing. Goes for Flash Cannon. Okay. That's much better than I was expecting. And now we'll just go for knockoff here. I'm not going to Parting Shot in case he goes into Regirock, since Clear Body blocks me from Parting Shotting. But getting rid of this thing's potential Assault Vest could help me out in the long run, especially for my Slowking. He also did not bring, I'm trying to think, did he have a Dirt type? I don't remember off the top of my head, but, Never Sleep, that's the Mudsdale, okay. So, we'll get rid of your, Rocky Helmet? Citrus Berry, okay, that's fine. So now we Parting Shot into Slowking. Rabambi's role here is a bit more limited, but I'm totally fine with that. Like, I imagine he's just going to get up his rocks here, but at the same time, it's like, whatever. I could also just go Slowking right now, actually, as opposed to going Rotom. Yeah, I'll do that. We go Slowking, we go up a Future Sight, because he shouldn't stay in, fearing the Skull. Yeah, okay, rocks are fine. Go for the Future Sight. And I imagine the Goodra is going to want to come back out here. But getting this thing, putting everything on some sort of timer and like, is just beneficial in the long run for my Terrakion and also for my Registeel. So he does withdraw. I'm expecting, no, I don't think Sinistcha comes back in. Oh, it does come back in. I mean the Goodra, okay. That's fine. We now go for Chilly Reception. And something in 2 turns is taking a big hit. Knock off my boots, totally fine. We go into our Terrakion. And let's just go straight for sub. Because I imagine he wants to go into Mudsdale. Like, I don't see the point of him staying in and risk taking a close combat for no reason. The only way I could see that being the case is if he's Choppleberry. Go into Mudsdale. Take the Future Sight. Do I need to SD first? It's like, what does he do afterwards, right? I think SD into Sacred Sword does kill it. And if he roars, that's fine too. So yeah, let's just SD. Like, I'm getting a little bit greedy with the way I'm playing this Terrakion. Okay, so he is roaring. So let's see what's going to come out. It's Rotom. I'm fine with Rotom. Now, a part of me wants to Volt Switch, but I don't think it's worth Volt Switching versus 2 ground types. Especially when you can just go into the other one. I think just getting constant damage off on Goodra is just better for me in the long run. So I'm going to Shadow Ball. I think I actually have Mudsdale in range of +2 Sacred Sword now. Yeah, I could have full switch, but that's fine. back into our... Actually, back into nothing. Let's go back into Slowking. He already knocked off my boots, so there's no point risking losing my Incineroar's boots for no reason. He drops a Draco to 142. And then the play from here. So I've seen knockoff, I've seen Draco Flash Cannon. What's his switch into Slowking? Is it going to be Mudstale? It could be Monkey Dory, but I don't want to lose Slowking for no reason because I need Slowking. Slowking's my way of switching into Talonflame. And my way of dealing with Regirock too. Well, to an extent. So I could actually sack off Rabombi here. Yeah, let's do that. As he's actually want to stay in. And Draco again. Alright. Well, there's no point trying to damage this thing. I can get Interact them for free afterwards. So let's just let's just go for webs. Alright, so Gudra's going to get the first kill of the game. 10. So Rabombi goes down. I get back in to Terrakion. I get back in Terrakion, and then nah. Or what I could do instead is I go into Slowking, Future Sight again. Like he's -2, so yeah, he can't kill me unless he crits with Draco. And not unnecessarily risk one of my win cons right away. So we'll click Future Sight. So yeah, this is definitely like AV Gudra. So at least I don't have to worry about like Acid Armor body press set. I think the only issue I could potentially see here is if he goes into Sinistcha here. And then he Terra Blasts immediately on my Incineroar switch in. But as long as he hasn't set up, I think that's okay. I also just need the webs to ensure to see what the Monkey Dory is. That's the Sinistcha. And he is not boots or whatever. So force on attack. I still go into Incineroar, like no matter what. Even if you Terra Blast, it's whatever. I think the only way this kills me is if he specs. That is hella specs. There's no way Spadef Incineroar takes that much from Sinistra. Actually, wait a minute. Why am I switching out? I'm faster. I am faster. I'm stupid. But do I Flare Blitz and kill myself though? That feels like a waste. I'm just knocking off. Yeah, he was spec, so I could have went Rotom, but it's whatever. So it's essentially a 1-for-1 here. Like, I could have went Rotom on the Terra Blast, but it's fine. So Sinistcha KOs Incineroar. And take out the Sinistcha. No, Specs was the right idea, because he was never really setting up against my team in particular. And now we go... what's the play I want to make? Considering what he has left... I think the safest one is Slowking. That's the Mudsdale. Beautiful. So I know 2 of its moves. I am faster than it though because of the Sticky Web speed drop. So I can actually go for Scald here and knock it out. And even if he goes into Goodra, getting a potential burn on that is great. And I get the burn. Beautiful. Alright, so that's more chip damage. Now the other thing I want to do now, is it worth going into into Registeel now? I don't think so, if only due to the fact that I don't know what the Monkey Dory is. And I didn't get any damage off of Monkey Dory or the Talonflame. But the minute I get rid of Mudsdale, Thunderbolt is super free, even if the Goodra comes back in, especially since it's burnt. So me not being able to knock off Assault Vest is fine, if only due to the fact that I did get the ability to burn it. So let's go Registeel. And he's going to unfortunately miss Draco Meteor. Going for Iron Defense seems fine. He can knock. I mean, the main thing he's going to do is like knock off my Chesto Berry. But I can still Iron Defense here. I'm expecting maybe a Rotom to come in. The Mudsdale. Yep, there's the Mudsdale. And let's just get the damage. But he's just going to click. He's mainly going to click Roar here. This body press won't kill it, But this just gets him more and more in range of Terrakion and Rotom. Barely missed out, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because whatever comes in, I can just kill you. What's up, Slowking? Nice to see you back at near full HP. Scald. Okay, so Slowking KOs Mudsdale. So that's 2 kills for Slowking. He goes back into Goodra. I go into Registeel again. And Thunderbolt is free, now that I got rid of both his ground types. I'm expecting the Goodra to want to come back out here. It could also be Monkey Dory, but I'm not entirely sure. One time, that sounds like Monkey Dory. Yep. Did it get caught? Okay, good. So it's not Boots. So he gets to go for... what's his play here? I think as long as I have Rotom, I should be okay versus... Actually, no. The better play is to just go into Rotom now. Yeah. Like, the only way this backfires is if he clicks Shadow Ball right now. But I'd rather keep Slowking, because I'm still wary about that Talonflame. So let's see what he does here. He's going to U-turn. So this makes me believe this is Choice Scarf? Yeah. So he U-turned predicting me to go Registeel. So does it mean that the Monkey Dory does not have Trick? That is a possibility. It is quite possible it does not have Trick. It could just be Dual Stab, Focus Blast, U-turn. I'm hoping that is the case, because my Registeel still looks really, really good here. And I can just Volt Switch into Registeel now. Even if he knocks off my Chesto Berry, who cares? Or I just go back into Slowking. Flamethrower is the last move, so he was predicting my Registeel. Alright, so now we see the entire moveset. Draco Meteor, Flash Cannon, Flamethrower, Knockoff. Okay, good to know. I will attempt to slack off. Draco Meteor should not kill me. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And now he's in another rough situation here. And now I can Future Sight. This is exactly what I was hoping to do with this team. This Slowking is putting in so much work right now. It's also the only one that's gotten kills from me, but still. Gonna withdraw. Yep. One time. Back out comes the Monkey Dory. I mean, I guess the best thing I can do in this situation is what? Because I'm trying to think. Now that I got the future sight off, if he tricks me, is that the end of the world? The answer is no, because I can lock myself in the Scald and I can still keep switching around. Like, he doesn't have anything for Scald right now, and I already got my future sight off. So yeah, trick me. What? Is he like trying to sack off Gutra here? Like, what do you go into? Okay, you go back into Gutra, but like, who cares? I mean, I guess I could have also slacked off, but I had to respect the Monkey Dory going for Trick. But it doesn't really matter now. I go Reggie Steel, even if he flamethrowers, totally okay with that. But it just also is now coming, I need Slowking for Talonflame. Talonflame is becoming a little bit too risky for me to be playing around with right now. So go ahead and Flamethrower, or Draco, whatever. That was a crit. It lives the future sight hit though, but I think the burn damage is going to kill it. And it does! That's 3 kills Slowking! Nice! Alright, so now we got Regirock, Monkey Dory, and Talonflame. So in comes the Monkey Dory again. Best case scenario is what? Reggie Steel can win still. I think my best bet is I have to sack Rotom, get into Terrakion. Yeah, I have to do that. As much as it pains me to do that. Because Rotom actually does also do a lot of work here too, in revenge killing the Talonflame, but I'd rather err on the side of safety. And if for some reason he U-turns again, like going into Talonflame, fine with that too. Yeah, go ahead, U-turn into Regirock. See if I care. See if I care. Okay, so the way he's playing his Monkey Dory makes me believe it does not have Trick. Unlimited, that's the Regirock. Alright. Big is in. And now I Volt Switch into Slowking. And I just spam the crap out of Scald. Oh, nasty crit. Then yeah. So we go Slowking. Like, what does he even do here? He Iron Defenses and then what? Stone Edge. Yummy. Slack off. Withdraws. Into Monkey Dory. And now I think this is the point where I'm just gonna spam the crap out of Scald right now. If anything is worth getting tricked, it's going to be Slowking. Because honestly, I don't need any other move right now. I don't need any other move right now. And this still covers him being tricked. Keep you turning, my guy. What's taking the scald, my good friend? What's taking the scald? Pick your water Weakmon. Whichever one, I do not care. It's gonna be Regirock. Beautiful damage. And I get the burn. And now I can Future Sight. And now I can Future Sight. Oh yes, baby. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Yummy. Future Sight. I have to attack. Actually, do I have to attack or do I just slack off? Because if I slack off and then... Because I just went for Future Sight this turn. So I slack off, the next mon takes the damage. Yeah. Yeah, slack off. The only way his backfires if he's rest, but who cares? Who really cares, man? What are you doing? This literally does not matter. So this make me think you're Curse. Curse, Rest, Stone Edge, Body Press. I mean, I'm okay with that. Because I have SD and Sacred Sword on my Terrakion. And that's still a 3-hit KO. And you take a Future Sight. And we Scald again. 4 kills, Slowking. Yeah, this Slowking is just putting in so much work. Monkey Dory. I'm okay sacking Rotom now. I'd rather not play around against that Talonflame. I'd rather not play around with that Talonflame. And if somehow I live, like if he goes for U-turn again, he shouldn't. He should just Psychic or Sludge Wave, whatever. Okay. So the only way this works out for him is if he's Gale Wings Talonflame. If he's not Gale Wings Talonflame, I Thunderbolt. I mean, he's doing his best keeping his Monkey Dory around though, so I can't fault him for that. Now show me that you're Gale Wings, or else I'm going to be really mad that you're not. I mean, I guess I could have also Volt switched into Slowking, but if he doesn't have that much bulk, I do just knock him out. And even if I get damage off on Talonflame, Slowking just comes back in and clicks Scald. Okay. I didn't need the para. He didn't even kill. Oh, this is so disheartening. Oh my god. This is so disheartening. Man! He had the right idea, but I guess he would have been in a lot better situation if Flame Charge killed, but that extra bulk, man. The extra bulk pays off. And now Slowking guaranteed wins. I just T-Bolt here. It's so over. Because the Monkey Dory, I'm assuming the Monkey Dory is choice locked. Now, I'm not going to be a dick and go into Registeel and like stall him out or anything like that. I am just going to try to win the game with Slowking. Sludge Waves. Alright, so I guess that's his move of choice. So, Rotom goes down to Monkey Dory. And nah, I'm just going Terrakion. Let me see if I can get some reps in with this thing. And that's a wrap. So that's a 3-0 win for the Miami Palafins on the back of Slowking, picking up 4 kills in this game. This Slowking set went absolutely stupid. Like, it was supposed to set up for Terrakion winning and Registeel winning. Slowking was like, oh, nah, bro, I got the whole bag, man. Oh, man. Absolutely insane how much work this Slowking set did. He just had nothing for this Slowking set. It's ridiculous how well it did, man, in the long run. But yeah, him being Specs Terry rounds in Nistra made a lot of sense though, because he realistically wasn't setting up on me in general. But getting up webs with Rabombi stopped the Choice Scarf Monkey Dory from trying to late game there, and at that point he just really didn't have a good out in the long run. But yeah, shoutouts to Slowking, putting in all the work in this game. GG to Keegan, of course. Check him out in the description down below. Check out all the locals taking part in low tier Mayhem. And we'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until the next time, this is Tone, signing out for now. Peace out.